You went in for a procedure and it went wrong. You're in pain, you are angry, and you want to sue. But I have to tell you a hard truth. A bad outcome is not always medical malpractice. Medicine is an inexact science, and sometimes bad things happen even when the doctor does everything right. Let's find out if you actually have a case. I'm Josephine Prasad. I'm a personal injury attorney in New York. My day-to-day is focused on running my personal injury practice based in Queens. But I started posting on social media and created an injury law community after a decade of being in the legal industry because I believe getting injured is hard, but getting legal help doesn't have to be. To have a medical malpractice lawsuit, we have to prove one specific thing: a deviation from standard of care. We have to prove that your doctor failed to do what a reasonably prudent doctor with similar knowledge would have done in the same situation, or that it is something no other smart doctor would ever do. Sometimes it's easy. Imagine a doctor operates on the wrong knee or prescribes a medication you're clearly allergic to. That is clear cut. No doctor on earth would argue that is standard of care. That is the case with very clear liability. But most cases are much harder. Unlike a car accident where we know who ran the red light, in medicine, we need experts. We have to hire other doctors to study texts and treatises just to investigate the claim. We have to prove a standard that isn't always written in black and white. That is why these cases are so expensive and time-consuming. We aren't just filing a paper, we're starting an in-depth analysis that can take 2 to 3 years. It is a nightmare for the client to relive. That is why I am very selective. I look for clear-cut liability and catastrophic injuries. If the damages aren't extraordinary, it might not be worth the fight. People often ask, can I sue the technician or the nurse who dropped me? Usually no, at least not for malpractice. Malpractice claims are filed against professionals, doctors, nurse practitioners, midwives, psychologists. If a technician hurts you, that is just likely general negligence, not malpractice. You will hear doctors complain about the cost of malpractice insurance. They constantly complain that lawsuits are driving up these costs, using it as a scare tactic to keep you from suing. I think that is just an excuse to dissuade you from filing. Most large healthcare companies require their doctors to carry it anyways. Don't let their complaints stop you from seeking justice. But remember the golden rule. There are no guarantees in medicine. You can be the victim of a common risk of a procedure. You might have a customer service issue. Just because you're unhappy doesn't mean the doctor was negligent. You must prove the bad outcome was caused by negligence. We take these cases for 2 reasons. 1, to get you compensation for a life-altering injury. But 2, to effectuate change. We're challenging a professional's entire career and license, but we force the industry to prove the quality of care. We make it safer for the next patient. So do you have a case? It is complicated. It requires science, experts, and a lot of patience. But if you have suffered a catastrophic injury and you think the doctor broke the rules, call us. We will look at the records and tell you the truth. If you have questions about medical malpractice, drop a comment below. Stay safe out there.